Should Louisville and Missouri get more talk about going to the college football playoffs this year? Well, let's quickly dive deeper into that and look at the resume that they would have and to see if it would be possible. First, let's look at Louisville. Right now, they're sitting 15th in the AP poll, sitting at 7-1 on the season. You can see that their first 5 weeks were cakewalks for them, and then they beat number 10 Notre Dame in pretty easy fashion. And while they did mess up and lose to Pitt, they came back against Duke and shut them out, which I was honestly surprised about. If we look at the rest of their schedule between Virginia Tech, Virginia, Miami, and Kentucky, I think they are all very winnable games, and they should be favored in every game going into it. If they do get the job done, they should win out and finish the season with 11-1 record. If I had to guess, that would put them about top 7 in the AP polls or the college football playoff poll. So then it would come down to this game for the ACC championship, and the winner of this would most likely go to the college football playoffs. In my opinion, Louisville played Duke way better than Florida State did. Now, that doesn't mean everything, but I definitely think Louisville would have a good shot in this game. Actually, let's look at number 14 Missouri, who right now sits at 7-1. So far, they have ranked wins against Kansas State and Kentucky. They did lose to a good LSU team. A couple key mistakes in the fourth is why they lost. And in a rematch, I think it would come down to the final drive. If we look at the rest of their schedule, it is a lot harder. They have number 1 seeded Georgia this week, and then they have number 19 seeded Tennessee in the future, along with the Florida team who can upset good teams. That Georgia team is looking better so far, but without playing a highly ranked opponent this year, we don't really know how good Georgia is. And in Missouri's eyes, this game would be their national championship game. So if they would win out in the season 11-1, I think with resume, along with a little bit of SEC bias, it would finish the season in the top 5. And then it would come down to the SEC championship game, which in the next 2 weeks, these teams will decide who will play. But in this case, if Missouri proved that they could beat Georgia, why can't they beat any of these other teams? So should these teams be getting more hype for the college football playoffs? I personally don't think so. I think it's a slim chance that Missouri wins out. And if the Cardinals can win out and win the ACC championship game, I think the committee would tank them for their strength of schedule, as maybe a 1-loss Ohio State have 2 ranked wins in the top 10. Let me know if you think these guys have a chance to make the playoffs.